Has he blown the whistle?
Yep.
Yes! Come on! Well done, Arsenal!
Arsenal, aka the Nearly Men, have done it again. They cannot get over the line, can they? What a brilliant win for Man City. They have won the 2026 Carabao Cup final at Wembley, a 2-0 victory, thanks to a masterclass from Nico O'Reilly. And I think it's fair to say, after that performance, he is solidifying his spot as England's left back for the World Cup in the summer. But for Arsenal, they've done it again. They just cannot get over the line. It doesn't matter how good they are, how well they're performing. When it comes to big games, particularly semi-finals and finals, they just can't win them. They just cannot win them. I just don't think they've got the bottle to do it. Like yesterday, I thought this was their moment. I thought they were going to finally end their trophy drought. But I think it's honestly to do with the mentality side for Arsenal. It's nothing to do with quality, in my opinion. Arsenal just don't have the mentality to win big trophies. They just don't. It's that simple. What I will say, I think as soon as they do win a trophy, then that experience of getting over the line, and then it might drive them on. But ultimately, until they cross that finishing line, this is going to keep happening. Arsenal are not the team that Arsenal fans think they are. It's that simple. And ultimately, a lot of players for them yesterday did not step up. And I think there's a serious conversation that we need to have about a particular Arsenal player who is supposed to be their franchise player, but ultimately did not turn up yesterday, and that is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka has been really poor, for his standards, really poor this season. In a season where obviously it's the World Cup in the summer, you know, Arsenal last season got knocked out in the Champions League semi-finals, finished 10 points off Liverpool. This was a season where they probably needed to win something to keep Arteta in the job, really, because if it's another season without a trophy for Arteta, ultimately, I think he should be sacked. And there is still a chance they don't win anything. Yes, they're still in 3 competitions, but the amount of Arsenal fans that were claiming that they were going to win the quadruple, they need to stop getting so ahead of themselves. They're not as good as they think they are. This is the narrative around Arsenal. They don't have the bottle to win trophies. They don't. And until that changes, when it comes to big games, they're just going to fold. And ultimately, they did yesterday. I mean, obviously, the Kepa error didn't help Arsenal at all. But again, such a bad way to go 1-0 down in a cup final. I honestly think Arsenal needed to score the first goal. I do, because I just think for a team that hasn't won anything in so long and has also not been in a final for so long, I really think they needed to score the first goal. Because I think as soon as City scored that first goal and then they score again 4 minutes later, it was over. There was no way Arsenal were going to come back because they just don't have the experience of winning big trophies. And I know the Carabao Cup is not exactly the creme de la creme of football, but like it's still a trophy and it would have been more than what Arsenal have won since COVID. So ultimately, a very disappointing day for Arsenal. But for Man City, this could reignite their season. Obviously, just got knocked out the Champions League by Real Madrid, got battered 5-1 over 2 legs, and I did not expect them to win this game. I thought this would be Arsenal's time. But Pep Guardiola, no matter what predicament Man City are in, he always just seems to do it. That is why he's one of the best managers of all time. And fair play to Pep. And obviously, Nico O'Reilly was just absolutely brilliant. You know, 2 goals, his local club, scoring two goals to win a trophy at Wembley. It must be a brilliant moment for him. And ultimately, I think he should be England's starting left back at the World Cup. Obviously, you've got your Lewis Halls, your Luke Shaws, but O'Reilly can also invert into midfield. He's very versatile as well, which is something that I don't think Luke Shaw and Lewis Hall can do. Brilliant win for City. In terms of the rest of the season, obviously they've still got to play each other on the 19th of April. And by that point, it could only be a 3-point gap. If Man City have played their game in hand by then, which is against Crystal Palace, then the gap would be 6 points. And then if City were to beat Arsenal, it would only be 3. So essentially, Arsenal just need to make sure that they just keep calm, keep their cool. They are still on track to win the Premier League. They're 9 points clear. Yes, City got the game in hand, but still, even if City win the game in hand, 6 points clear with only 7 games to go, it is a very healthy advantage to have. But ultimately, they can't let this affect them too much. It's the Carabao Cup final. It's not the Champions League final. You know, they've just got to calm themselves down, go again after the international break, and hopefully, for their case, finish their season on a high note and finally get over the line in terms of winning a trophy. Thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. Short video, but I just wanted to get out there my thoughts on the Carabao Cup final, the first cup final of the year. But don't forget, like, subscribe, comment down below if you enjoyed it, and also turn notifications on so that you never miss a future upload. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers, guys.
I'm going to play Fortnite on my phone.